Hi, I'm Bonnie Lynn Linke, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'd like to welcome you to my studio today, Stamping with Bonnie Lynn. Today I'm going to show you how I made this card right here. It's from the Merriest Moments stamp set and the Merriest Frames Hybrid Embossing folder. And this stamp here, Hark the Herald Angels Sing, it is a retired stamp from 2020 holiday catalog for Unto Us. It's one of my favorite stamp sets, and so I use it a lot. And these are my own personal cards I'm making for Christmas, so I tend to use them more. But I will be showing you cards with current stamps too. So okay, let's get started. Now this is in the July to December catalog, and it is a returning stamp set from last year's holiday catalog that was so popular they brought it back again this year, which I'm very thankful for. So what I did first is I stamped out my poinsettias, and they're in real red. My bows are in Pool Party. There's the Pool Party. And there's the real red. And then the pine branches are in Evening Evergreen. Hopefully I have those positioned so you can see them. Then the holly is in Evening Evergreen. And then I have right here some Granny Apple Green. And what I do with that is, I'll just show you real quick. Now these are photopolymer stamp sets. Sometimes I say that wrong, so I apologize. But what I do is you need to use the Stampin' Up! Pearson mat or some other type of cushion under your paper when stamping with photopolymer because it needs that extra cushion. And I just stamp the center dots using my Granny Apple Green, just like that. So pretty. I like the Granny Apple Green. I tried soft suede, I tried garden green, I tried crushed curry, daffodil yellow, so many different ones, and my favorite came out to be the Granny Apple Green for them, because I do believe poinsettias have a little bit of yellow in the middle, and so this kind of looks like it. So okay, let me clean off that stamp real quick. So what I do is I stamp everything and then I cut them out. Now, I'm not going to cut them out right now, but I just want to show you something real quick. When I put my dies on, the way I lay them out, I'm able to cut a lot of them at one time. So I make sure I stamp that, I tape them down. And this is, let's see, got to get this the right way. Just like so. And so this is what I do, and I go through and I would do the bough, one of the large branches, one of the smaller ones, and one of each size of the holly. And then run it through the cut and emboss, not the big shot, cut and emboss. And I want to show you, because a lot of people have trouble remembering what to do. I love the cut and emboss. On the base plate, it gives you instructions on how to sandwich your whatever you're cutting or embossing. So you use plate 1, you use plate 2 when you're die cutting, then you use one of plate 3, you put your paper down, and then use plate 3 and run it through the machine. Just like that. Very simple. And if you forget, you always have this plate number 1 to tell you which way to do. So after I'm done cutting those, what I do then is, let me move this out of the way. Not too far though. Next, I cut this white decorative piece. So I take this frame here, I take a full sheet of, well, full sheet for card size, so it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I cut it out like so. And then I also, because I've stamped my saying, and I have one right here, I would cut it out now too. Do all my cutting at one time. And I would just put that on there. And this is a stitched edge around it, so that's really nice. So I would just do that again. So let me get those dies back out of the way. So we've cut those. And that gives me my saying with a completely different saying on it than the one I just showed you. And it gives me a piece of plain white paper that's been cut out. It has the shape, but it needs the design now. So what I do is I take my embossing folder that came with the frames. This is the hybrid part. And I line up this piece with the design that's on my embossing folder that you can see there. And I close it. And now I want to go ahead and, I'm just trying to get that glare out. I want to go ahead and emboss this. So I use plate 1, as you see right here, and then I use plate 4. And this is, plate 4 is right over here. And this is for the 3D embossing folders. So you just run that through your cut and emboss. And if you have a standard embossing folder, the older ones, you would use, instead of plate 4, you would use plate 1, you would use the 2C plates. Or maybe, yes. So you'd use 1 and the 2 3s. So it tells you exactly what to do. So if you forget, you can go ahead and do it. And then after I emboss this, I'm then going to take another piece of 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I'm going to emboss it in the folder because this is what I have on the card front too. And you want it about 1/8 of an inch below this black line that's right here in your embossing folder, and then just center it on the edges. And if you really want to make sure it's right, I get that it's from this ridge right here about 1/4 of an inch to the edge of the paper on each side, and 1 inch on each side right here. But you know, I did that for the people that wanted to know the measurements. Otherwise, just make sure it's centered as best as you can do it. So, okay, we got those. Oh, and we had one more piece to cut too. With a piece of real red paper that's also 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, you want to cut out this framelit right here. It is a very tight fit. So if you have trouble getting it, you may want to go to 5 3/4. But if you turn it over, you'll see where it will fit on when you're not trying to do a video. From this side here, you can see where it does work because there is, you know, almost 1/8 of an inch between the cutting of the die and the edge. Okay, so we got everything cut now that we need for our projects. So I will set this stuff all aside and out of our way. And we'll get to making the card. So I'm going to take and fold this in half and use my bone folder on it. I'm then going to put this piece down, and I'm going to use my least favorite thing in the world, and that's liquid glue, because I always put my fingers in it. But I saw someplace the other day on a class I was doing where if you have hand sanitizer handy and rub it on your hands, it will keep the, it will get the glue off your hands. I haven't tried it, but that's going to be hidden, so I don't know what was on there. So I need to try that. I need to bring some hand sanitizer in here and try it. Okay, next thing we're going to do is take the red piece that we cut out, and we're going to find the shape that it fits on here, and we're just going to put it over that right there. The reason why we embossed this bottom piece was more so that you could have the little snowflakes right there. So let me go on and put some glue on there. That's enough. The reason why I don't like glue so much is because I tend to make a lot of mistakes, and if you're using glue, there's nothing you can do about it. Where if you're using tape and you have some undo, you can take it up and fix your mistake. I had done this card earlier and I had made some mistakes and for a video. So I decided that video was horrible because I made more than one mistake. And so I redid it for you guys, which is what I'm doing now. Okay, and then after we do that, we want to put this piece on right like this. So I'm just going to use glue again. You could use tape or seal if you wanted to. Just like that. And we're going to just arrange it on that piece of red. We're doing something like this. The liquid glue is nicer in that you can move it around to get it right where you want to. And make sure you get it pretty straight. This part here, pretty straight, because your saying is going to go on there and you would like your saying to be somewhat straight. I got that a little wonky, but that's okay. Okay, then I'm going to take my saying and I'm going to get me some dimensionals, and I'm going to put these on. Just like so. And I got a trash can down here. I can just throw the paper in. Try to keep the papers out of your line of vision. Keep a neater work area than what I normally do. Surprise, surprise. There we go. So far, so good. I'm going to need that with some glue dots for the flowers and everything. Okay, now I love the stamp set. I think this is one of the best ones to have. And so I've made a lot of pieces to it, because I'm making a lot of cards with it because I just love the stamp set. And I can see loving it for a lot of years. Okay, I already have this flower together. So let's see. But you know, I don't want the center stamped on this. So I'm going to take this. Let's see. Those are both the large ones. I need a small one if I have one. Right here I do. Okay. That one has that stamped on there. Let's see. Well, I guess, you know, I think maybe I am going to take... there's one. Okay, but I wanted to show you... I can right here. I want to show you how to put it together. You probably already know how to do that, but I just take a glue dot and put it right in the middle there. You can, let's see, how do I have this other one? Like so. You can use glue if you want to. You could even use a mini dimensional or a larger one and put it on there. Okay, but I don't know if I'm going to use both of the flowers. I think I decided to do something different on this. So I know I'm going to put greenery up in here. And by having everything cut out and extras of it, I can just fool around and do what I want to do with it. I'm not sure I want any more of those. Let's see. Where's my holly? I want a large holly. I know I have a large one because I just cut them out. Okay. and maybe put, that looks upside down. Yeah, do that. Let's see. Maybe do that one right there. Put that right there. I need it off of my wording. And then I can just stamp. Just put one of those little ones right there. What do you think? Maybe some more pine needles? Maybe another one right up in there. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to move that away, and I'm going to slowly get these and put them where I want them. Let's see, that flower comes out pretty far, so I'll do that. And I'm just using my glue dots. So as I'm putting this together, let me remind you to check the clearance rack because it was refreshed recently with Christmas items from last season put on it. And I know there's the Garden Eden paper, I believe is what it is. That was on it as of the day I'm filming this. And also the Black Beauties on it and the Gold Shimmer paper. And some gingerbread embellishments. I love that gingerbread sweet from last year. I've used it already this year. And also I want to remind you, if you shop with me, with every $25 incremental $25 you spend with me, I give you a rewards point. And after you get 10 rewards points, I give you a $25 to spend with me. Details are on my website, stampingwithbonnielynn.com. So please visit and check it out. You do need to use my host code, and that's always posted on the right-hand side of my webpage. And it's in red. It's not real big. We're having trouble getting it bigger. I don't know why, but I'm not very tech knowledgeable, so that could have something to do with it. Whoops. That was not sticking. Oh, well, I'll go ahead and put this one down first. Okay, that should be better. Now let me see if I like this. Yeah, this should actually be a little bit closer. Maybe, maybe not. Yep, I got it off, so there we go. Okay, and I'm gonna take one of the dimensionals and put it under there. Get this so that it, there we go. Now we have this other end, and I was thinking that I'd go ahead and do some of the pines. Now I use larger envelopes for my Christmas cards because I put a letter in there, so I don't mind if they stick over, but on the bottom, I realized we don't really want them sticking over on the bottom here because then the card is wonky when it stands up. I discovered that after making one like that today. Let me see. Where's another one of these? I was thinking of just doing like this and putting a bow right there. So let me go and grab some ribbon real quick. Let me see. Grab this ribbon. My ribbon scissors and my tying machine. Okay. This is the out of the red-green combo pack. It's the real red. So I'm just going to wrap it around here and tie this. Okay, now all this is a 2x4 piece. And these are standard dowels that you can get at like Hobby Lobby. They were cheaper at Hobby Lobby than at Lowe's. My husband, he sands them down, and then he drills one hole right there to fit the dowel. And then about an inch away, he does another one. And then about every half inch, he did 3 all told. And then another one about an inch away, so that you can just use it how you want to. And then I'll cut the ends like so. These are my ribbon scissors. As you notice, I have a ribbon on them. That means you can only use it to cut ribbon. So what do you think if we just go like that for something different? I'm in the mood for doing something different, so we'll get these down first. And I'll get this. You know what I'm going to do? Whoops, I almost used my ribbon. Well, I'm going to use them because they're the only ones handy. Okay, I'm going to do that like so. I know, I just get done telling you too that they're only used on ribbon, and then there I go and cut a piece of paper with them. Shame on me. And we'll put this one out, so like that. That one like that. And now one for my ribbon. Now, if you don't have anybody who can make you one, my husband will kill me for saying this, I'd be more than happy to have him make one and sell it to you. With shipping, I think $20 would cover the cost of the materials and the shipping. So if you're interested, you can just let me know. There we go. I like that. It's something different. And we do need an embellishment in the center of that. So I am using the brushed metallic adhesive back dots. And I actually closed it. I never do that. And we'll take gold. Or, you know, let's do something, because I have so many of these other colors. What do you say? Copper? No, let's do this other one. Let's take this one. I'm making a mess right here. There we go. Oh, I like that one. Yeah, I like that. And you could add a couple more around if you wanted to. Okay, now we need to do the inside. The outside's all done, so I'm going to just brush these, move them out of our way. They'll go back in the bag, and I got that whole other sheet to cut. Now we are going to stamp our greeting. And for this one, let's see, what greeting should we use? Peace on earth, goodwill to all. Wishing you the hope and peace of Christ this season. I like that. So I got that. And now I'll get my stamp set. My block. And I'm going to use Evening Evergreen ink for this one. I love the Evening Evergreen. I hope that it is made into one of their permanent colors, because I just love this color. They can get rid of Shaded Spruce and put this one in, is my opinion. Okay. So my red is size 4 by 5 1/4, so this is 3 1/4 by 5. looks good. Clean the ink off. If I don't clean the ink off of my stamps when I'm done with them, I have a bad habit of putting my fingers in it. Okay, so now we need to make it look pretty. And normally I have a piece of scratch paper. Oh, there it is. Right here. It's a little dirty, but that's okay. We need to put some poinsettias on it and make it look pretty. But let's make sure it's the right size. Yep, it is. I got the right one. Not that I would ever do anything as silly as using the wrong one. And we will ink this up right there. Hold it for about 5 seconds. Tap, 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 tap. And put it up in this corner. Very good. And why I have it in my hand, I want to do my envelope. See how big my envelope is? Oh, I had red ink on my fingers. Oh, well, I'll put my address label right there or something. So I'm going to put that right there. I'm going to flip that over. And then I'm going to put 3 of these on the back of the envelope. Now, normally I do cherry cobbler in the middle, but being I don't have that handy, I'm going to do real red, and there we go. Oh, I know what I want it to do. I haven't done this yet with this stamp set, but I thought, well, let's give it a try if I can find my mask. There we go. That was nice and easy. Okay, now this is not the Stampin' Up! Masking paper. This is some that I already have so much masking paper that I have not gotten theirs yet. I wanted to use up some of my other masking paper first. And you know, the thing is, I am having trouble getting it apart. I should have taken that off first. But what I did is I stamped around this. I stamped it on a piece of masking paper, and then I cut it real close to the line. I did cut it out with the die, but that wasn't close enough, so I went a little bit closer with a pair of scissors, and we'll do this on the envelope. Okay, so I masked off the flower, and now I can stamp this again, or I could, actually I could have taken a leaf, one of the holly or the pine needle, and put that in there. Okay, and that's what it looks like. So let's take our mask off. There we go. Isn't that pretty? We'll just do it on that one. And then we will okay, so we're done with the red. Let's close it because I will put my hand in that. We need the Granny Apple Green because we need to put our center dots and everything. Yeah, that's pretty cool. There we go. Get that. Get my red poinsettia cleaned off before I do something I'll regret. Okay, so we'll move this out of the way. And I got ink all over the envelope, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and put some Stampin' Seal on the white first. I am very messy with red ink sometimes, and today was no exception. So I'm trying not to get it all over my paper. And I didn't run my seal in a straight line, so oh well. And we'll get this on here somewhat straight. There we go. And go on and put your stamping seal on. I like to put it on all 4 sides to make sure it's going to stay put. And here's my card right here. Perfect. All right, there we go. Peace on earth, goodwill to all. Wishing you the hope and peace of Christ this season using the Merriest Moment stamp set, the Merriest Frames hybrid folder die cuts. And if you have a stamp with your name on it, put it on the back. And, you know, there's a lot of places, probably locally in your town, where you could get one made if you don't have one. And if you're going to resell your cards, you got to make sure you have Stamping Up with the copyright mark on the back on the card someplace, because that is their angel policy. So, okay, let's look at the other card. This is the other one I had right here. This one had the flowers at both ends. This one I just decided to do the pine bows with the ribbon. I like that. And here's another one. Okay, on this one, I forgot to put the real red underneath the cutout piece. So it is just white, and I still think it's beautiful. But you can see here, I had this one come a little bit too low. I'm probably going to have to turn that or something. Be fine. But I love it just as much as I do with the red under it, because I think just the white is very classy. It would look good too with gold, or with the gold underneath it instead of red. That would be beautiful. And then those are all portraits. Here's one I made doing a landscape version of it. And these are some old embellishments that I had from a year or 2 ago that I wanted to use. And then there's the inside on that one. So, and this is the Brightest Glow stamp set, the Merry Christmas and the Sharing with You, the glory, wonder, and miracle of this holy season. If that isn't the Brightest Glow, it could be the, I'm not sure which one it is offhand. But yeah, I hope you like that card. And if you do not have a Stamping Up demonstrator, I would love to be your demonstrator. And I appreciate you watching my video. Please click like if you like it, and subscribe to my channel. And if you visit my website, you'll find printable directions over there where you can print them out or save them to your computer. Also, there's card sizes in the comment in the part where I can put information below, and there's also a link to my website there, and you can subscribe to my newsletter if you'd like to. Thank you much. I hope you enjoyed this card as much as I did making it, and have a wonderful day. Bye.